I think in everyone's life, there comes a point where we ask this question: why am I here? Are we here to suffer through life and to bear witness to the suffering in others? To live small and contracted? Or are we here to be expansive? To spread our wings and fly like the mighty eagle? By helping others find joy in their life, lifting them up and being an example of what we can do when we are focused on being loving, heart-centered, and joyful. I believe we are here only to soar. You ever feel that sometimes destiny brings you to a certain place? That's how I felt when I was approached by a good friend who wanted to tell me about CBD oil. And like so many people, I was, what is CBD oil? And then I came to realize after doing some research, it was a substance that actually might bring me a miracle in my life. Back in middle school, my daughter was extremely bullied. And that bullying led to high anxiety that she's dealt with for years. And as parents, we read the headlines and we don't really want to put our kids on prescription drugs. I mean, what if they get addicted to them? And we see the articles on the opioid crisis, and it was just something that I did not want to do, and I struggled and struggled. And then came along CBD oil, and I got my daughter on it, and she's responding so well. She's not on prescription drugs anymore. I'm not saying prescription drugs don't have their place, but I am saying I personally would look at them as a last resort now, knowing that I could get a natural alternative. So for me, it was something when I saw those results, and I use it for myself for prevention and for my working out, to support my working out. But when I saw those results, and after doing the research and seeing so many YouTube videos of it changing people's lives, I felt a calling, so to speak, and this didn't become a job for me. This went from okay, I have some interest, let me see how it does, to now I feel a responsibility that I want to get this out to as many people as possible. And simply doing it as a business now is just a blessing. You know, I would have done it for free. I would have shared this for free. You know, and I'm lucky enough to be in a business model that allows me to actually get paid. So I truly believe, you know, there comes times in our lives where we're just at the right place in the right time. And for me, and maybe for you, that is the case right now. So what is all this excitement around CBD oil and hemp, the plant that it is derived from? Well, before I get into that, let's look at some fun facts surrounding hemp. Did you know that George Washington actually grew hemp on his farm, as did Thomas Jefferson? Benjamin Franklin grew hemp and used it in his newspaper. In the 1800s, guess what? The currency being used was made from hemp. Our first flag was actually made from the hemp plant. Ancient civilizations dating back to India, ancient Greece, and Egypt all cultivated hemp. They used it for building, they used it for nutrition, and most importantly, they used it for its medicinal properties. Over 25,000 products have been discovered that you can use hemp to create, including, believe it or not, houses made out of hempcrete, which is stronger than concrete. Hemp is truly an amazing plant. And at True Hemp, our company here, we only use naturally grown organic hemp grown here in the United States. So without me saying anything else, let's delve into more of the science around hemp and CBD oil, and let's see what the scientific community and doctors are saying about this incredible product. Let's also take a peek at what people are saying who decided to use CBD oil and actually change their lives, and in some cases give them a second chance at life. Let's take a peek.
Show we explore various alternative health therapies that are being used in place of and alongside conventional medicine. People worldwide are crediting the cannabis compound CBD for helping with everything from childhood seizures to cancer without causing you to get stoned. CBD can now be found in a variety of products, including oils, capsules, teas, and lotions. But while solid medical research surrounding CBD's health properties is still in its infancy, our next guest, Tracy, credits the treatment in part for saving the life of her daughter, Sophie.
As you can see, CBD oil is becoming mainstream. So let's ask this question: how does it work? Well, we have to go back to the mid-1990s, and a doctor by the name of Mechoulam, an Israeli doctor, actually discovered the endocannabinoid system. So the endocannabinoid system basically is a system throughout the body of receptors. And these receptors' function is to keep the body in balance or homeostasis. And it's also a two-way communication pathway between organs in the body. So CBD oil, or cannabinoid, that's what it stands for, actually delivers cannabinoids to these receptors in the body. That's why it's so holistic and natural. The other thing I want to mention is this, and there's a lot of confusion about it. Marijuana has THC in it. That's what makes you high. Hemp, on the other hand, only has the cannabinoid in it without the THC. Or actually trace amounts of THC, but through the extraction process, there is no THC that could make you high if you're taking our cannabinoid. So I wanted to make that perfectly clear because I know a lot of people get concerned about that. So there's no chance of getting high if you take our true hemp organic CBD oil. So let's look at some of the conditions that this affects. One of the biggest is inflammation. You know, most people are running with chronic inflammation in their bodies. And the reason they are is because of stress, which obviously leads to disease. Most doctors would agree with that. So inflammation is like running a car hot. Eventually it'll break down. So we have to do something to offset that heat and bring the body back into balance. And research is showing that CBD oil does that. Here's another big one: cancer. The National Cancer Research Institute actually came out with a study recently that showed how CBD oil is actually helping to kill cancer cells, breast cancer cells. And there's so many studies being done on that right now as a holistic approach and part of a larger protocol that are giving so much people hope. Heart disease, all the metabolic illnesses, research is showing that CBD helps them, and in some cases completely alleviates them. And the big one for me, because it's affected my family, is the mental diseases like anxiety and depression. I mentioned earlier my daughter suffered from anxiety. So we know that CBD oil, when we take it sublingually, or you can take it as a tablet, there's different ways to take it, it'll get through the blood-brain barrier, and it'll meet up with those cannabinoid receptors in the brain, and it helps bring the brain chemistry back into balance. So people that are suffering with like bipolar disorder, anxiety, depression, all these diseases that pharmacies are making billions of dollars off of prescribing opioids. And we see in the headlines every day this opioid crisis of overprescription. Now I understand that prescription drugs they have their place, but if you can have the holistic approach, then we can avoid so much addiction that's happening not only to our youngsters, but to adults also. Again, let's take a quick look at a clip of some everyday people that decided to make the decision to take CBD oil and make that a part of their protocol dealing with some very serious illnesses. And let's see what they have to say about the results.
A few weeks ago, I was diagnosed with degenerative disc disease, and I originally took the Vicodin that they gave me, and everyone around me hated me because it altered my personality so much.
A year ago this month, I was diagnosed with pre-onset Alzheimer's and dementia. I was contemplating suicide daily, having depressive thoughts, homicidal thoughts, and rage and depression that was just completely out of control.
When I was 16, they found that I had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. I was in pain all the time, taking methadone, morphine, at one point more than 40 medications on a daily basis.
We've tried a lot of other alternative treatments like neurofeedback, biofeedback, diets, parasite treatments, ancient Indian treatments, and Kabbalah treatments. I mean, anything that was ever written with the word seizure or epilepsy in it, I have definitely tried on Emily.
Over the years, we tried close to 12 medications, including morphine, just to knock her out because nothing helped. From the first few drops, it just stopped. I was like, wow.
So went and got the needle biopsy, and sure enough, there was cancer cells in the lymph node. It's starting to go away. The doctor, he can't believe it, about it, but don't stop. If it's working, don't stop.
If I would have had this as a medicine, known how to use it as a medicine the way I do today, when I first started playing the game of football, I could have, in my opinion, defeated everything that has interrupted and interfered with my career.
It can be a preventative for all kinds of conditions, Alzheimer's, arthritis. If you have cancer that runs in your family.
And I got my scan report back, and I had 20% shrinkage of my tumors from this tincture.
God said to begin with, he put all the medicinal plants on earth to help us, so it was just a matter of finding the right one.
I didn't need to be persuaded or convinced that this is something that is going to make even a revolution in medicine.
The world will change if people would be able to have it.
It's something that needs to get out to the world. It needs to get out to the world.
Now, that's pretty amazing. You can see in their eyes how passionate they are and how they believe in it. And that last gentleman saying, we have to get it out to the masses. And I couldn't agree more. What I'd like to do now is basically share with you how we can get it out to the masses. And that's the business aspect of this opportunity. And CBD oil is one of those things that it's starting to go mainstream, so it's a multi-billion-dollar industry already, and it's targeted to go over 20 billion in a couple years. So it's certainly on a steep ascension curve. And what we have done as a company is we've created two opportunities for people. One, you could be a customer. You know, you might have no interest in the business side, and you just simply want to get on your CBD each month on convenient monthly auto ship. Great. Those of you like myself who really get passionate about this might want to take it on as a side project. Who knows, it might be something that you take on for full time. That's possible, and make full-time income. But there is that business opportunity. And so you would simply buy one of the starter packs here. It's actually, we call it the gold pack. I'll put it up here real quick so you can see that. And then you're in the business. You're actually in the business for just a few $100s, and you've actually got products for that. You have a website for that where you can track your business, all the activity and functions that a normal business has, you have for free now, every month. No overhead besides that initial investment in product, because you're getting product for that initial investment of $199. So then what you can do is once you have that, then it's all a matter of just understanding how to share. This is not about selling. This is about sharing. And when you're sharing from the heart, people will pick up that vibration and they'll get it. And they'll at least try it. And you know, you just might change one person's life. And if you change one person's life, was it worth you facing your fear to do that? I think the answer is yes. Now, we give you a couple bonuses when you join us as an associate distributor. And these bonuses are extremely practical to your life. The first one is a travel portal. Now, why would we include a travel portal? Simply because of this. Most people are traveling anyway, and if we're going to be a wellness company, we want to find ways for people to deal and get rid of stress. One of the ways to do that is through travel. So you'll have your travel portal, which is just like you having your own personal Expedia, where you can book hotels, airline tickets, cruises, and we give you 110% price guarantee. Now what that means is basically, if you shopped around and you saw a price less expensive than what you could get on your own travel portal, we'll refund the price difference 110%. Wow. Now that's peace of mind. Now you can shop online travel with confidence. And you can refer your friends too. And guess what? We'll actually pay you some commission. So having one of these travel portals is actually a $40 a month value that we're including for free. All you need to do is be on that one bottle a month monthly auto ship. The other thing that we include is ID protection. We've all heard of LifeLock, and people, you know, nightmare stories of people losing their identification online, or people stealing their identification online and taking out loans in their name or purchasing things with their credit card information. So when you join us, we give you this ID protection just like LifeLock, in the sense that we give you $1 million in coverage. So again, you have peace of mind when you're using your computer, not just for when you're using it with True Hemp, but any transaction you're doing online, now you're protected. That's real value, that's real practicality, because you cannot avoid now doing things online. You want to have this protection, and we give it to you included every month for free now. So why wait? If this resonates with your heart, if you can see yourself as just a consumer, wonderful. Do you see yourself as maybe putting in a couple hours a week and sharing it with just a few people? Great. Maybe you're at a time in your life and you're looking to do something different. And this opportunity comes along and it's just the universe putting it on your doorstep. Go for it. Because I can promise you this. If you join us, you will get the support that you need, and we will use the most advanced ways using social media to help you expand your business, to be successful to whatever degree that you want to increase the quality of your life and bring more joy into your life, but most importantly, to help you affect the lives of loved ones and even strangers. So join us now. We'd love to have you as part of the family.